You want to know one thing that I've always wondered when people do car builds? They go, man, how does that guy know what's going on there? How does that, like, that's gnarly going on there. I can let you on a little secret. You don't. You figure it out as you go. If you guys are long-time viewers, you would have seen the oil filter relocation kit, which turned out so neat. Absolutely love that thing. While I was there, this was like, it's probably just a couple too many beers to be honest, but I was looking up here where the injector slash sensors slash there's a grey plug that sits right on the end here, and that was the one. That grey plug sitting on the end of that rail, I was like, can I get rid of that? And it feeds the NOx sensors and some other sensors down here. It's basically like an auxiliary plug. So here we are. I've spent the last 2 weeks of my life ripping this whole harness to bits all the way back up to here. And I have extended every single injector so that it will then come up and reach through each runner and then loop around on itself and then go into where it needs to go. Re-terminated these sensors on the end of the coolant rail here so that they also come up and reach up through the manifold. One of the biggest things that I have done, which I'll show you guys here, painted that whole intake all black for no other reason than I just wanted it to look neat. I don't think it'll look nice, I just think it'll look better than grey. Also gave the throttle bodies a coat of just heat-proof flat black just to make it look a little bit neat. Obviously kept all of these taped up on the inside here because I've read it from 1,000,001 sources now that there is some voodoo shit going on the top of those butterflies and you don't want to touch that shit. So I didn't, and I'm not planning to. That temp there. So that sensor there is the air temp sensor. So I've got a new Siltech fast response RB26 long nose sensor that goes inside the intake, and then that can all get plumbed back. So the theory behind doing this was to get rid of all of this up here. So it'll just be the balance tube up the top. This is the balance tube, which sits just on top of the intake up here. So that was cast and had mounting points and everything for up here. So I've shaved that whole thing just to make it look Mickey Mouse really, and it looks really good. I'm really happy with it. But onto the piece, which doesn't even look that nice at the moment, but taped it up just so I don't get it dirty. But the Plazmaman fuel rail, look at her, she's a nice thing. It's like a lightsaber. Look at this. So if you heard me earlier on in the video where that was going, so intercooler pipes are now powder coated black and our balance tube is now this magical, it's all satin black. It just looks really, really neat. So anyway, these are all O-ringed to the intake. So let's do that now. Let's get all those O-rings out, fit them all up to here, slide the balance tube on, screw it down, and then we can sort out the rest as we go. This looks sick. This all just looks really, really neat, and then I actually hand painted that, so don't look too close, but I'm sure from like up here it looks mad, and like it looks just, oh yeah, it looks really, really neat. It's probably one of those things, if you ever see the car in real life, don't look too close, because I literally did it by hand. There's a cat dog. Evie! Oh, she's out the back. What are you barking at? She's not done. Are you done? Oh, she's not done! Hey, stop it. Alright lads, we are done. And let me tell you, we are f***ing on here. Look how sick this looks. Short term, I have just put the intake manifold on there just to appease the court, just to me really, just to see what it looks like, how it's going to look. Like this line with that fuel rail and then the balance tube, and it's just all just doing it for me. It's doing big things for me. So there's a part of me that wanted to get these shaved off and then repowder coated, but realistically this will get replaced with a different one long term. For the sake of a few bucks, I'll leave them there and it'll give me some motivation to get a new one sooner rather than later. I'm not going to Tessa tape the rest of the harness just in case. We've got plenty of slack up the front here. This is our intake sensor here. She's going to go on there like that. That's not fitted yet. It's lucky. We know what we're doing. We're on the right track here. So it's just one of those things. The last thing you want to do is Tessa tape the whole harness and then find out that you need to undo something or add something or whatever. But anyway, as far as doing it and just cleaning it up, it's just a lot of work. None of it's hard. Just if you want to make it look neat and do it, then do it. I'm super stoked on how that looks now, and I think it is legitimately the difference between like opening the bonnet and actually seeing it at a car show and just being like, even if you know nothing about an RB26 motor, you would look at it and just go, that just looks neat. If you actually know the amount of work that you have to go to get it to look like that, then you'll respect it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Give it a comment, leave it some hate if it's not your thing. Well, welcome. See you on the next one. Bye.
Ever since you shut the door on everything we knew, you're too late for love, feeling your true love.